So, I don't even know how long this has been between last time you guys seen the EVO and this time. Camera had to get sent out, so I haven't been recording anything really. We made pretty good progress on getting this thing back together. I think last video, I can't even remember. I think the last video may have been me picking up the head from Andy over at A-Star Fab. Hopefully that's the last video. So, quick rundown. The GoPro, I just haven't been caring for it properly. Pretty much just put it down, you know, anywhere on the ground, and scratching up the lens, and ended up making all the videos hazy. So ended up sending it out to GoPro, pretty much like redo, or not redo, just give me another one. I think with the warranty you could just pay like $100, and then they just send you replacement, you know, free of charge. So ended up doing that, and that took about 2 or 3 weeks. Since then, yeah, the EVO is pretty much mostly put back together. The lighting in here is terrible, but yeah, I mean, everything is pretty much put back together. Motor is time. We got the new valve cover installed with the new valve cover installed. The head gasket is obviously on. Head is obviously on. This FP cast manifold with some new hardware, you know, just to prevent corrosion from this factory stuff. New gaskets and seals pretty much everywhere. Like the new exhaust manifold gasket, intake manifold gasket, thermostat housing, new gasket for the cam position sensor, new seals for it, or gaskets for the turbo downpipe, then the actual manifold to turbo, new crush washers for all of the lines and stuff from the turbo they got to replace. Like, it's a lot of new stuff that I just pretty much replaced. Since you can order like a complete gasket kit for this whole motor, like every single gasket that you, well, I'm not gonna say every single gasket, because I ended up having to order another throttle body gasket because I have no idea what I did with the last one. But pretty much everything that you need for replacing all that gaskets and seals on this motor comes in a kit for like $300. So no brainer to go ahead and get that. So I think my goal for today, I've just been chipping away at this day by day. I think today my goal is to I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So I ended up getting a couple of things, not last minute, but some stuff that needed to get addressed. I was taking off one of the throttle body to thermostat hoses. The hose just like tore off, so I don't think it reaches anymore, so I ended up getting another one of those. Ended up getting this remote mount location for the oil pressure sender. Is it pressure? Yeah, I think it's the pressure sensor for the oil. You know, a lot of people talk about how those end up vibrating so bad that they crack or something, or shear to the point where you have an oil leak. So a lot of people recommend getting the remote mount if you're going with the oil filter housing location, throttle body gasket that I talked about, and then this. So probably like a lot of people, I, you know, took all the bolts and stuff out of the car and pretty much bagged them in. You know, usually you're supposed to write where bolts go, but yeah, I didn't do that. For the most part, I remember where everything goes, but after I think getting the head disassembled, I kind of just stopped like keeping track of stuff, and I ended up having a bunch of random bolts just kind of go into a bag with some clips and stuff. So don't have either I don't have all the bolts for the timing cover, or I lost them, or I don't know what happened to them. Fingers crossed they're not in the motor. I don't think they're in the motor. I don't know why they would be, but they're somewhere. I have no idea. So I ended up just getting a bunch of timing cover bolts. You know, fresh hardware is going to look good anyway on this, since the manifold bolts already look pretty fresh. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the timing cover on now. Timing cover, let's reinstall all of the pulleys for the front of the block, and I think after we do that, I can pretty much do like a reinstall that throttle body, reinstall, you know, reconnect a bunch of stuff and put the clips in for all the connectors. And then after that, we can do like a dry start of, we're not dry start, but just try to see if we have good compression across, you know, all of the cylinders. You know, I doubt the bottom end was hurt, but you never know. So let's do a compression test afterwards just to see what happens. So I don't know how well you guys can see that, but one of the last things I ended up doing on the EVO before I'm just kind of relaxing, I guess, is time the motor. We can see this balance shaft gear is timed pretty much right in line with the tooth, and then you can see right here that that tooth is lined up with the crank. But the one thing that I did end up finding out about this car is it has the balance shaft on it, which I can show you this gear. But if we look up here, you can see a block off plate where the rear balance shaft is supposed to be, right up there. And then you don't see the pulley or the gear that's supposed to not gear, what is it, the tensioner that's supposed to go right here for that rear gear. And then with this gear, usually if you rotate it, it will pretty much like fall one way. That's how you know which way that you're supposed to install the gear, or if it's in the right time, I guess. If it's in time, that's how you know. But that pulley doesn't even respond to anything. It just goes wherever you want to place it. So that lets me know that that thing is pretty much done. There's all those new bolts. My garage floor, it looks terrible because of all of the oil and crap everywhere, but whatever. So I know these, I think that one goes there. I think this one goes up here, and then this one goes here, and this one here, and the rest of these just kind of go wherever. And I know, is it 3 or 4? Oh, it's right here. Looks like it is 3 goes up top. Because this one goes like this. Yeah, so 3 go up top. This, I'm confused because this bolt, I have no idea where else it's supposed to go. I'm thinking that maybe this was just, no, it doesn't make sense for it to go anywhere else because nowhere else has a bolt long enough to use that. So plus I think these, let me double check with all. So it looks like I got all this wrong. This is what I also, yeah, I love this about STM. They always have a pretty much like diagram of where the part is located on the car, or you know what bolts go where, or anything like that. So I love using STM. So we have these three bolts, which are I don't know which one. Let me use one of these. they pretty much have this area right here that doesn't have any threads. They're pretty much longer than the rest of the boats, but it looks like we have one over here and then one, I can do it like that. One over there, and then we have the one right here, like I said, but I think this is another, where's the other longer one? Yeah, this one isn't supposed to go here. It's supposed to go right here. And then this one is supposed to have a short one, and then we have two shorts for the top. Short, and then short. So bam, we got all of those where they need to go, and then we have all of these where they need to go. This boat, I have no idea why they have one of those short boats listed for right there, but that is not where it goes. The passage for this boat in the block is not shallow enough to all right, so don't listen to anything I said. It is definitely right. Who am I to, you know, critique the service manual? So this is what I found out. I think the boat that I initially had is a part of something completely different. I think, I don't know what this like bracing is for, but that bracing is connected like right by where I think it braces against the head, the water pump, and a kind of like a what do you want to call it? Almost like a joint. Those two, that's how they're connected. And then right next to it, let's see if you can see. So if you look like right, so right there is where, come on, what is it stuck on? So there's the 14 mil bolt right there. That's it right there. And then you can kind of see like a black bracket up underneath. And then if you look right up under it, right about there, you can almost see the opening for the timing cover bolt. Let me see if I can maneuver it in. There we go. Right there, bam. So that's what STM is referencing, and then for some reason I removed that bolt, and that bolt I don't think needs to be removed unless you're replacing a water pump or something, because that's what it threads instead of the water pump through that bracket, through the water pump into the block. So just completely ignore everything I said. Timing cover on, bolts tightened. Now on to all the pulleys and accessories. And this right here is why I hate using gloves. Like, it's so pointless. End up ripping like the minute you put them on. So annoying. All right, so let's see if you can't see anything. Let's do this. Crank pulley on, idler on, serpentine belt up. Is that leak? I don't think that's leaking. Tensioner on. What else? This is like this because just my wannabe professional advice. If you're gonna, do anything with the like take off all of the pulleys and idlers, just go ahead and completely remove this motor mount so you can move that motor up and down. Water pump pulley is just so annoying trying to pretty much reattach that with all of this still on, even while jacking the motor up and down. It's just too much. So ideally, just remove that completely. This and the 3 bolts. I got away with just removing the long bolt, but it was still a pain. So remove that, or if you're doing a head gasket or like water pump or something, just remove that. motor mount, and then it should be way easier than I did. But the only things left are the upper cam cover, spark plugs, of course, there's nothing in there, and coils, and to reattach this. So probably gonna leave that for tomorrow, and then oh, and also we got a catch can now. Completely forgot about that. So we gotta make the lines for that. So tomorrow, and tomorrow or Saturday, I don't know. We're gonna pretty much hopefully wrap everything up, and then fingers crossed we have the first startup. But who's to say? First startup, drive around, coming soon.